Goldberg releases a training montage after Backlash. The Rock is on his way back to WWE soon. Triple H is allegedly unhappy with The Rock's position in WWE. Bad news for Logan Paul fans. Real reason why WWE inserted Bayley into a feud with Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch's title reign to spark classic feuds. Braun Strowman interested in a big career move. Vince McMahon attempted to buy a major promotion. Let's dive right in. The Rock is on his way back to WWE soon. WWE superstar The Rock hasn't shown up since the 2025 Elimination Chamber in March. As the final boss, he masterminded Cody Rhodes' title loss and set up John Cena as the new undisputed champion at WrestleMania 41. While he's been scheming off-screen, here are 3 signs he might soon return to the ring. Number 1. CM Punk keeps slamming The Rock. CM Punk, known as the voice of the voiceless, loves tearing into other wrestlers during his promos, and The Rock is no exception. Last week on Raw, Punk called out John Cena for turning heel and dragged The Rock into it, saying he didn't need to keep the final boss happy and that the fans were his only bosses. This wasn't Punk's first shot. On the Raw after the 2025 Elimination Chamber, he called The Rock a bald fraud, a jab he repeated before Money in the Bank. He mocked The Rock's goosebump-checking gesture, calling it fake and saying the 53-year-old doesn't care about wrestling. These insults could spark The Rock's rage. With Cena likely to play dirty in his title match against Punk at Night of Champions, The Rock could storm the Saudi Arabia event to attack Punk, helping Cena hold on to the undisputed title. Number 2. Cody Rhodes hints. The Rock's offer still stands. When Raw hit Netflix, The Rock surprised everyone by acting like a good guy, praising WWE stars, including Cody Rhodes. This was strange since he'd ruthlessly targeted Rhodes as the final boss last year. Before the Elimination Chamber, The Rock cut a promo with Rhodes, saying they'd become close friends in real life. But then he asked Rhodes to be his champion and sell his soul, demanding an answer at the event. Rhodes rejected it at the Elimination Chamber, only to be attacked by The Rock, a newly heel John Cena, and megastar Travis Scott. After losing the Undisputed Championship to Cena at WrestleMania 41, Rhodes returned at last month's Saturday night's main event, saving Jey Uso from Cena's ambush to help Logan Paul steal the World Heavyweight Championship. In a later promo, Rhodes told the WWE Universe that The Rock's offer still stands. This could hint at a heel turn for Rhodes or signal The Rock's return to push him again if he wins the undisputed title. Number 3. John Cena denies The Rock's help. Last week on SmackDown, John Cena cut an in-ring promo, explaining how he planned his 17th world title win from the start. He said he announced his retirement 6 months early to study his opponents and gain the upper hand. While Punk gave The Rock credit for Cena's success, Cena insisted it was all his own doing, not because he sold his soul to the final boss. This could catch The Rock's attention since he sent Travis Scott to help Cena at WrestleMania 41. Without Scott's aid, Rhodes might have crushed Cena's dream of title number 17. The Rock could show up to confront Cena about his words, making for a tense showdown. Triple H is allegedly unhappy with The Rock's position in WWE. Triple H holds major power in WWE, steering the creative direction of the Stamford-based company. But wrestling veteran Jonathan Coachman suggests there's tension backstage, with the game unhappy about The Rock's position as a TKO Group Holdings board member. The final boss's actions leading to WrestleMania 41 confused everyone. He teamed up with John Cena at the 2025 Elimination Chamber, but vanished from WWE afterward, with no sign of a return. Cena has been running solo as the undisputed WWE champion, with no mention of his link to The Rock. On a recent episode of Behind the Turnbuckle, the Last Word podcast, Coachman said The Rock's absence over the past few months might be frustrating Triple H. He also pointed out that The Rock earning big money as a TKO board member could be rubbing the game the wrong way. When I look at Triple H, he's fighting to stay relevant while the money guys call the shots. The Rock's making $45 million to sit on the sidelines. Don't you think that ticks off Hunter? We haven't seen the Great One since Elimination Chamber. On a recent Sportskeeda Wrestling with Russo episode, inside sources speculated about Shane McMahon's future with WWE. They believe Shane's rocky relationship with his sister, Stephanie McMahon, and Triple H makes a return unlikely. No, not with Triple H in the picture. I don't think Shane and Stephanie are on speaking terms. I don't think Stephanie and Hunter are tight with Vince either, or with Shane. With TKO now running WWE, any comeback for Shane or Vince McMahon likely depends on the corporate giant's approval. Bad news for Logan Paul fans. WWE superstar Logan Paul recently shared some disappointing news with his fans on social media while he's been off WWE's weekly shows. The Maverick hasn't appeared since Money in the Bank 2025, where he teamed with undisputed WWE champion John Cena to face Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso in a tag team match. Rhodes and Uso won after R-Truth, Ron Killings, interfered and took out Cena. During the match, Paul got injured and hasn't been back on WWE TV since. While away, he posted on his Instagram stories, sharing a photo with his daughter after Father's Day. He broke the bad news that he skipped his weekly YouTube vlog to spend the weekend celebrating with his family, promising a big return next week. "Lo gang, spent the weekend celebrating my first Father's Day with my family, so there's no vlog this week. We'll be back next Wednesday with a banger." On a recent Busted Open episode, Bully Ray discussed the idea of John Cena facing Logan Paul in his last match. Ray warned that fans might not buy it unless Triple H's creative team turns the Maverick into the company's top villain. "I would have to hear the pitch because I think it would be a letdown to the WWE universe, unless you can build Logan Paul up to be such a heel that John Cena is the only one that can take him down." What Triple H has in store for a potential Logan Paul and John Cena showdown is still up in the air. And the real reason why WWE inserted Bayley into a feud with Becky Lynch. Wrestling journalist Bill Apter recently spilled the tea on WWE's plans for Bayley, who's locked in a heated feud with Becky Lynch over the Women's Intercontinental Championship. The role model was yanked from WrestleMania after a brutal backstage attack left her sidelined. Weeks later, Becky Lynch confessed to being the mystery attacker. Bayley struck back last week on Raw, returning to unleash chaos on the man. Since then, the two have been at each other's throats, battling for the Women's IC title. On this week's episode of The Wrestling Time Machine, Apter addressed online rumors about Bayley possibly leaving WWE. He suggested the company is pushing her into this high-profile feud to convince her to stay by showing her she's a top priority. You know, Becky was attacked by Bayley, so maybe there's been a lot going on the internet. Is Bayley gonna leave? Is Bayley this? Is Bayley that? So maybe they have to placate Bayley to stay and give her another program with Becky for the belt. This past week on Raw, Bayley and Lynch went face-to-face, trading sharp insults. The tension boiled over when the man tried a cheap shot, but Bayley shut her down. The two are set to clash in a non-title match on Raw next week. Becky Lynch's title reigned to spark classic feuds. Becky Lynch, the man, claimed the Women's Intercontinental Championship by defeating her former protege, Lyra Valkyria, at Money in the Bank. She dominated Lyra, forcing the ex-champ to raise her hand in defeat, but Valkyria fired back with a suplex, making it clear their bad blood is far from settled. On this week's The Wrestling Time Machine, Bill Apter shared that he wished Lyra had kept the title. He noted that WWE has revamped Lynch's character, which is clicking with the audience. Apter believes the creative team might bring back some of the man's classic rivalries during her title reign, including a massive showdown with Bayley. "I wanted to see Lyra retain. Now, I see Becky Lynch. She's a new Becky Lynch. She's a new character. She's caught on very well. There's a lot of people, of course, like Bayley who are coming after her at this point. So they're going to be rerunning some of the feuds that Becky had probably first time around." With the title around her waist, Lynch is a marked woman, with stars like Lyra Valkyria, Bayley, and others ready to challenge for her championship. Braun Strowman interested in a big career move. Braun Strowman is keeping busy during his 90-day non-compete clause after being let go by WWE, hinting at a bold move away from wrestling. The monster of all monsters recently dipped his toes into golf, partnering with former U.S. President George W. Bush at the 2025 Bush Family Classic Charity Golf Tournament. After a memorable day on the course, Strowman posted on Instagram, jokingly claiming he's ready for the PGA Tour and sharing his first golf experience in 20 years. "I'm ready for the PGA Tour. Had so much fun playing in the Bush Family Classic Maine this week. Pretty cool on this hole. Got to use one of 41's old woods and I skipped it on the green and won. 30 feet from the hole." When a fan asked about his interest in golf, Strowman replied, "This got me interested again. Gonna go have some clubs made cause my back's killing me from swinging short clubs all day, lol." On a recent episode of The Wrestling Time Machine, Sportskeeda's Hall of Fame journalist Bill Apter weighed in on Strowman's WWE release. "I don't think they had long-term plans with Braun Strowman," Apter said. "I don't know if it's on his end, where he didn't want a full-time thing. He did go on some of the European trips and things, and he did put some guys over on TV. He's been there before. I don't think they looked at him for long-term programs, and I think that's why he's gone." Strowman's last WWE match was in April on SmackDown, teaming with LA Knight to defeat Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Vince McMahon attempted to buy a major promotion. Vince McMahon, former WWE CEO, remains a polarizing figure, yet some fans still crave his return to wrestling. Recently, he made a huge move to buy a major fighting promotion. Despite facing heat from a lawsuit by former WWE employee Janelle Grant over misconduct allegations, the 79-year-old icon hasn't slowed down. He launched a private investment firm called 14th and I, signaling more big plans. According to Justin Barrasso of Undisputed, McMahon tried to purchase Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, BKFC. BKFC founder and president David Feldman revealed that McMahon pushed for full creative control, but the deal fell apart because the timing wasn't right. "He's a great guy. His whole team is great, but the timing wasn't right for us," said Feldman, who was not willing to relinquish full control of BKFC. "He's Vince McMahon. If I were him, I'd want creative control too. He was awesome, very complimentary, and he was very serious to do business." Social media has been abuzz with talk of McMahon possibly buying back WWE from TKO. In a TMZ Sports interview, Shane McMahon noted that his father still holds a major stake in TKO and didn't dismiss the idea of Vince reclaiming power. Well, he owns a big part of TKO still, so you never know what's going to happen there either. So I'm not trying to be vague. I'm just saying anything can happen. Many fans and wrestling insiders believe Shane O'Mac could make a comeback if Vince returns to the wrestling scene. Goldberg releases a training montage after Backlash. Goldberg hit social media hard, dropping a training montage to hype his comeback match after catching flack from fans. The WWE Hall of Famer is set to battle Gunther in his final wrestling showdown. This past Monday on Raw, he faced off with the Ring General, calling him out for disrespecting his family at WWE Bad Blood in Atlanta. The WCW icon vowed to settle the score in Atlanta at Saturday night's main event. The World Heavyweight Championship match was locked in for July 12th. Goldberg posted a clip on X, showing his Raw entrance and him smashing pads in training, proving he's ready to crush Gunther. "Locking in," he wrote, with a face with steam from nose emoji. While the World Heavyweight Championship is up for grabs in a one-on-one clash at Saturday night's main event, another WWE star could steal the title. Seth Rollins, the Money in the Bank holder, can cash in his contract whenever he chooses. On Busted Open, Bully Ray suggested that if Goldberg beats Gunther, the Visionary might cash in right at the event or on the next Raw. If Goldberg were to defeat Gunther to become the world champion and the match is built correctly, and Goldberg in his hometown of Atlanta raises that championship above his head, you should be able to count to 1 Mississippi before Seth Rollins' music hits. What if Goldberg did win at Saturday night's main event and did show up on Raw as your world champion, and they did something in which Seth Rollins cashes in on Netflix? Remember, there's the business of Goldberg. That's a completely different conversation than the booking. Rollins has pulled off a Money in the Bank cash-in before, so he could strike again soon. We'll have to wait and see what happens.